You really need to be writing to your MP. It's something that I've been doing for decades, if I'm honest, and I never expect to get an amazing or illuminating answer, but I still do it, and I still do it for a very good reason. First of all, democracy is not a spectator sport. It's a participatory sport. And one of the ways in which we can participate in democracy is by letting our MPs know what we think. I assure you, they notice. I have met a lot of MPs throughout my career, and not one of them ignored the letters that they got. Even if they did not supply great answers to the questions that were posed to them, it's still a fact that every single one of them monitored what people were saying to them. That was how they worked out what was of concern to people in their constituency. So if you don't write about what matters to you, your MP may not be raising issues which are of concern to you in the House of Commons, in the questions that they ask, in the speeches that they make, even in the preparation that they might have for the next general election. So you need to write to your MP. And I have tried to make this easier for you because I have developed a ChatGPT prompt, which is available right below this video, or the link to it is available below this video. And you can use that to turn the content of any article that you've read, including ones that appear on my blog, again, linked below this video, as the basis for a letter to your MP. And I think that makes the process of letter writing about as easy as it can get. And the reason why using a ChatGPT prompt is also important is because that prompt lays out a list of things that you might want your MP to do. Now, you might not want to include that in every single one of the letters you write. There are some things that it produces which you might think are not appropriate to a particular situation. Of course, feel free to change whatever ChatGPT produces to suit your circumstances. But the point is, any letter to an MP is improved if you actually say what you want. Like you want a reply, or you want them to ask a question in the House of Commons, or you want them to lay down a motion in the House of Commons, or, and this one is particularly important, you want them to pass your letter on to a minister so that the minister might comment. And by the way, if an MP does that, the minister is duty bound to provide a reply, which must be sent to you. As a result, your letter might put an issue on not just your MP's radar, but on that of a minister as well. And again, they will monitor what is sent to them. So, how does this work? Well, first of all, you have to write to your own MP. And you have to include your own name and address, and some of them now insist on your phone number. Then be clear about the issue that you want to raise. My ChatGPT prompt will do that for you if you copy and paste an article into it. But if you don't want to do that, be clear about what you're asking and what your opinion on the issue is. And then, as I've said, ask them to take specific actions. But one thing to be careful about, don't be too political. If you are, and for example, say, you're a typical Tory, or you're a typical Lib Dem, or a typical Green, or typical Labour, or SNP, or whatever, then you will get a political response and it may not be what you want. So appear to be reasonable. That's really important. And do make sure that what you're doing will be followed up. In other words, if you send it to the MP, and you just get an automatic reply saying, thank you for your letter, we will deal with it in due course, and they don't come back to you, send them a chaser. Make sure that they take action. Because my point is, and I said it at the beginning, democracy is about involvement. And you want your MP to know that you are involved in creating opinion in their constituency. And therefore, what your opinion is does matter to your MP, because you're going to try to shape things whether they do or not. And that's the point about writing to your MP. It still matters because you can shape outcomes. You might not think you'll make a big difference, And let's be honest, in the grand scheme of things, you may not. But unless you try, nothing will happen. And making sure that something happens does matter. Thanks for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please do click the like and subscribe buttons because they do genuinely help us spread the word on YouTube. As importantly, could you have a look at the section below this video where it says more? And there you'll find a link to my blog. And if you follow that for the specific link to the blog entry related to this video, you'll find a transcript of this video and lots of other related material, plus a ChatGPT prompt that you could use to write a letter to your MP on the contents of this video, which will turn you into a campaigner, which will be a great thing to do. Finally, if you do appreciate the work we're doing, can you think about giving us a donation? If you'd like to do so, there's a link below, or you can find one on my blog where there's a Ko-fi button saying, please buy me a coffee. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you again soon.